Alright, YouTubers, we're back. We've already glued, you saw in the last one we glued, oh man. Alright, let's get it real now. Quit playing. Alright, you're messing me up. You already made me say gooed it up. Alright, YouTube, we gooed it up once, but we're gonna get it right this time. Alright, we've already glued the gasket on here. And if I can get myself composed, we're gonna try to show you how to stick it on here. You want to insert the oil. Welcome back, YouTubers. Okay, at this time we're gonna fuck up no more. Alright, YouTubers, we're back. We've removed the bottom, or we've removed the blah 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 blah. Alright, YouTubers, we're back. We've got all the bolts removed from the timing chain cover. We're fixing to pop it off of here and see what kind of damage we got underneath here. Previous owner told us the timing chain was starting to go out on them. Look there. Gasket and seal.
It didn't feel good. A lot of slack.
That's not so bad. Maybe a couple rubber bands. We'll be good to go. Alright, so we'll yank that off and put on our new timing chain and new water pump we got here. And that's pretty much the breakdown of how you get to the timing chain. Y'all saw the steps. It wasn't very long. Actually took me longer to remove that bottom radiator hose and everything else, but you got 3 bolts holding the top sprocket in. Then we'll be able to slide that off and pull the gear off. Hope it's got good enough light for y'all to see. We'll have a new harmonic balancer coming in tomorrow that we'll show y'all how we put that on. Yeah, sometimes it'll fall off with just a little tab.
Intended, though.
Just a little tab. Alright, let's get a good look at it. A little cleaning up. That chain wasn't sloppy. Here it is right here, and he'll show you how we attach that. We put a little washer on it, and then just snug it up there and get it all squared up the best you can, and give that a little bit of a pull. Usually 3-4 turns, you'll start seeing it backing off, and then you're in business. Now, as he pulls that off, we've got another video where we're showing you how to put this seal on the timing cover. That's going to be the next step. And, well, that won't be the next step, but we've already done that step. You have to take this seal and knock the old one out. Clean up this face plate and the area where the gasket's going to be in contact with the block. So we're going to knock the seal out, put in a new seal, and
Already got good movement.
roll through there. Started moving already for you. Alright, once you got your area cleaned up, set your block up to get you a good area to beat on. Insert your new seal. You always want to do this. You don't want to leave the old original seal in there. It'll always give you problems. Make sure you get it as flush as you can. Now we'll slap a little bit of oil on the inside. And as you can tell, we've already cleaned it up, so it's ready to put the gasket on. And as you see, we've already taken everything off. We've already cleaned the block, degreased it, got it ready so we can paint it later. But the next steps will show you how to put the timing on and timing chain on your sprocket, get everything lined up. Harmonic balancer on should be in today sometime. Put this new gear back on. It'll slide most of the way on. You may have to tap it a few times to get it all the way seated, and you'll hear the thud once it's all the way in the back. And then you can eyeball it and everything so it's seated all the way to the rear. And we've already got our two little dots on the gears lined up, so that's how you want to put it on there. Sometimes it may be half a tooth off, just kind of work it until you can get both gears lined up straight up and down. And let's get a view here if we can. There we go, it looks like it is. Yep, looks real good. The bolts, it's already up on the pin on that top sprocket. We'll get our bolts lined up, the holes all going. You don't want to tighten one up, just get one or two, three threads going, and you can get the next one. And that's how you put it on. Then you just want to view everything, make sure you know there's nothing binding, straight up and down. Looks nice. The chain is nice and tight, no play in it. We've already lubed up the inside of the chain, did a little bit of the outside, but we'll do a little more. It's pretty well lubed. And then we'll bring you back for the next step. We've already got the cover here ready to roll. Already put the new seal in. Putting our gasket glue on here. We're gonna slap the gasket on the block. And then we'll put some on the timing cover itself as well, and the bottom oil seal. And we're gonna even put a little dab on the oil pan itself, the little lip on the very bottom where this rubber seal will meet, because we don't want any leaks in the future. Now you got to make sure your area is nice and clean. We'll usually degrease it, clean all the old gasket material off, get it nice and fresh. And we can get this timing cover back on here and seal her up. Get to the next step. Just want to put a nice even thin coat on it. Get it everywhere you need it. And then on the corners of the Chevys, right here on these corners, you definitely want to put a nice little glob on there, because they have a tendency to leak right there. Just spread it around. And this is high temperature, resistant to oil, gas, any kind of fluids. Now on this, you want to insert the bottom of the timing cover all the way onto the bottom of that lip of the oil, or the top of the oil pan, because that's where the seal is going to be. The main critical part, that if it's going to leak, it's going to be there. A lot of people will just try to butt it up and get the hose going and put a bolt or two in it, and they're not really checking the bottom, and they discover it later. So if you tilt it in just a little bit and try to get your rubber seal sitting right on top of that oil pan, that's the most critical. That fit in there really nice. Okay, there's the timing cover. Almost got all the bolts in. We'll torque them down to specs. 6 pounds. 6 foot-pounds torque. And then we'll clean up a little bit of the gasket glue we got spread down there. We was wanting to check the rubber seal on it. Make sure it was pretty good down there like it should be. And it looks to be sealed up. Looks to be in good shape. We just got to clean up the excess, and then we can install our harmonic balancer. But before we do that, we're gonna probably end up, as you've noticed, the block has been getting cleaned up. We scraped it, sanded it, degreased it, getting it ready to show you how we're gonna take about $5 in paint and freshen this block up. We got some pretty good paint, some high temperature engine enamel. We'll show you the old school of making your block look pretty nice, clean, and doing it very cheap. But it'll last for years, guaranteed. And we just cleaned the block up. Only took us about 45 minutes to actually clean it up, scrape some of the grease and grime, and y'all saw in the other videos it was pretty bad. Been sitting since '04, so it had built up quite a bit. But stay tuned, we're gonna kind of clean the rest of this up, get it organized, and then we'll bring you back and show you some of the painting process, what you should expect. Alright, stay tuned.